What is the spiritual dream meaning of rain?
The woman who basically invented modern literature, she walked into a river and just never came back. But here's the thing you have to understand. Water wasn't her killer, no. It was her confessor. You see, Virginia Woolf, she'd been communicating with water her entire life.
Think about this. By 13, her mother was gone. By 22, her father was gone. She was abused sexually by her own half-brothers. She was institutionalized. She heard voices. She had these just complete mental breakdowns. And through every single fracture, she wrote. For her, rain wasn't just weather. It was the language of her own mind. I mean, there's a reason she invented the whole stream of consciousness thing, right? It's because her mind literally moved like water. It would flow and pool and rush, just like rain.
So on March 28, 1941, she filled her pockets with stones and walked right into the River Ouse. Her final letter said, "I feel certain I am going mad again, and I shan't recover this time."
She couldn't survive what she refused to name. And that, right there, is where you come in.
Listen, your dreaming mind doesn't waste time with pretty pictures. It's not just decorating your sleep for fun. When rain shows up in your dreams, it means something much older and wiser than your conscious mind is trying to get through to you. The real question is, are you even listening?
So why is that? Why do so many of us, so many women, dream about rain right at these huge pivotal moments in our lives?
And why does it show up in dreams about grief or breakups or even those incredible breakthroughs? Or, that feeling of slowly suffocating in a life that just doesn't fit anymore?
And why do you wake up from these dreams feeling either completely devastated or, weirdly, hopeful? Or maybe, and this is the really strange part, both at the exact same time.
The answer, it's simple. It's because rain is the mind's oldest, most powerful symbol for one thing: release.
It means one thing, and it means it every single time. Something that was being held inside is now finally being let go.
And look, this isn't some new age idea. This is a cross-cultural consensus. We're talking Jungian analysis, indigenous dream medicine, Buddhist mindfulness, Christian mysticism, Hindu cosmology. They all get it. Water falling from the sky always means the same thing. The heavens are trying to talk to the earth.
Okay, so let's bring this back to you. Let's look at how this actually plays out inside your own mind's cleansing process.
So if we look at this through a relational psychology lens, rain dreams happen when you've been holding on to way too much for way too long, when you've basically become the container for everybody else's pain and you haven't given yourself permission to just overflow. The dream is that permission. It's your inner self, your psyche, screaming, it's okay to break open now. And listen, this isn't destruction, it's cleansing.
Now, from a CBT point of view, that's cognitive behavioral therapy, rain in a dream is all about cognitive restructuring. Yeah, I know it's a clinical term, but all it really means is that your subconscious is literally washing away old, outdated beliefs. Those core beliefs about yourself and the world that just don't serve you anymore. So the dream isn't some problem you have to solve, it's a process, and it's one you need to honor.
And I need you to understand this. This is not just some cute symbolism. This is not a hobby. This is about your survival.
Your life, your deep inner self, is talking to you in the only language it knows you'll actually hear, the language of dreams, when all your defenses are down. So, no, dream interpretation is not a hobby for women, especially for us. It is a survival skill, period.
So the dream. It cracks you open for a reason. It's to ask you one final, incredibly urgent question. What are you carrying that you were never, ever meant to carry alone?
Part 2. Let's get right into it. We're not just talking about dreams here. We're decoding what your subconscious is screaming at you, and it's using the symbol of rain to do it. So forget any gentle suggestions or fluffy interpretations. These are not just dreams. They are direct messages from your deepest self. And believe me, they are demanding your attention right now. Okay, first thing you need to understand. Some dreams aren't for you to casually analyze over your morning coffee. They are psychic alarms. They are massive red flags. Let's start with one of the most urgent signs you can possibly get: rain falling inside your house. In the world of dreams, your home is your psyche. It is your inner sanctuary. So when rain starts leaking in, that is a major, major breach. This means Your boundaries have been compromised. Some kind of emotional intrusion, some energy that does not belong to you, is finding its way into your most private, internal space. So here's the question you have to ask yourself, and you need to be absolutely ruthless with the answer. This dream is your entire nervous system screaming that your emotional boundaries are being violated. You have to take this seriously. Now, let's turn up the volume. The flooding rain. Water is rising and there's no way out. This is way beyond a warning. This is the dream you have when you are being pushed to your absolute breaking point. Your psyche isn't predicting some future disaster. It's telling you the disaster is happening now. You are at capacity. The emotional levees are about to break. This is the final flashing red light before a total collapse. This is not a time for quiet reflection. This is a time for action. What are you carrying that is not yours? Whose problems are you trying to fix? You have to set boundaries and you have to do it now, this week. And believe me, the warnings can get even louder. Dreaming of a thunderstorm, with that cracking thunder and flashes of lightning, that is not a gentle nudge. That is the universe sounding a divine alarm bell. It's not asking for your permission, it's giving you a heads up. Something is about to shift, dramatically, whether you're ready for it or not. These dreams often show up right before a major life event, a big ending, or a massive awakening. We're talking within the next 30 to 90 days. Do not dismiss this. But look, the warnings aren't always about external threats. Sometimes the call is coming from inside the house. Your dreams will hold up a mirror to everything you're avoiding, and they will force you to look. Okay, think about this specific dream. You're inside, you're perfectly safe, totally dry, and you're just watching the rain through a window. That isn't safety. That is a sign of emotional overprotection. You are watching life from a distance instead of actually living it. Those walls you built to keep out the pain, they're also keeping out connection, joy, the whole spectrum of what it means to be alive. Let's just call this what it is, experiential avoidance. You're not protecting yourself, you're caging yourself. And your subconscious is begging you, just begging you to take one small, terrifying step. Open the damn window. And then you've got the cold, dark rain. This isn't a punishment. It's your soul finally giving a name to the unprocessed grief or spiritual desolation you've been carrying around. This is not a final state. It is a phase you can and will move through. This dream is a clear signal that you need real support. I'm not talking about self-care, I'm talking about professional support. Virginia Woolf didn't have adequate therapeutic options. You do. And reaching out isn't weakness, it's you claiming what you deserve. Make the call this week. But rain isn't always a warning. Sometimes it's an invitation, a profound call to surrender, to heal, and to finally become. This is the breakthrough you've been waiting for. If you dream that you're standing in the rain, just soaked, and you're not fighting it, that is one of the most significant dreams you can possibly have. This isn't defeat, this is surrender, and there is a huge critical difference. Surrender is accepting what you cannot control, and it is the only doorway to true healing. See, your dream is doing the heavy lifting that your conscious mind refuses to do. So meet it halfway. Ask yourself, what are you still white-knuckling? What pain are you refusing to feel? And then there's this absolute gift. Warm, gentle rain on your face is a blessing dream. Full stop. It represents divine love, healing, and restoration coming into direct contact with you. It means you are loved by forces so much larger than your circumstances. The rainbow after the rain. This is your proof. It's proof that your transformation has already started, even if your waking mind hasn't caught up yet. It's the dream that says you didn't just survive this, you are becoming. And finally, let's touch on the unseen messages. These are the rarest and most profound dreams that demand your absolute full attention. Dreaming of colored rain, red rain, can signify the clearing of deep ancestral trauma. Gold or silver rain, that's a profound spiritual gift. But listen to me, do not try to interpret these alone. These are deeply layered messages, and you need a trusted guide to help you unpack what they really mean. So here's the bottom line. Every single night, your soul is speaking to you. It's sending you warnings, it's holding up a mirror, it is offering you a path to healing. Your dreams are not silent. The only question is, are you ready to finally listen? Part 3. Okay, so you've done the work. You understand the symbols. Now what? Because knowing what your dreams mean is completely worthless if you don't act on it. It's just a beautifully decorated cage. This is all about translating that wisdom into urgent, practical action, right now. So let's get straight to it. These are not just suggestions. These are lifelines. We're about to cover 6 powerful practices, and I don't want you to just listen. I want you to listen for the one that calls to you, the one that maybe makes you a little uncomfortable. Yeah, that one. That's your signal. That's your starting point, and you start today. First step, the RAIN Dream Log. This is for the woman who journals. We are creating a dedicated dream log, and it has to be physical. I mean, pen and paper, kept right by your bed. The physical act connects your mind to the page in a way a screen just can't. So no, your phone's Notes app isn't going to cut it. No laptop. The process here is critical. The moment you wake up, before the world gets its hooks in you, you write 5 uninterrupted minutes, and you ask these very specific questions. What kind of rain was it? What did I feel? What does this remind me of? It's not about what you think, it's about what you felt. Do this for 21 days straight. Then you read it all back, and I'm telling you, you are going to see a roadmap your conscious mind could never have drawn. And make no mistake, ignoring this roadmap has real consequences. Think of the patterns in your dreams like a polite knock on the door. If you don't answer, that knock is gonna get louder and louder until, eventually, the door gets kicked down. And that's when it shows up in your waking life as a full-blown crisis. Okay, let's move on. Our next practice is the RAIN Ritual Walk. This is for the woman who needs to move her body to process everything. This one requires a little planning, some real intention, and, well, actual rain. Now, this is not just about getting wet. This practice is rooted in something called somatic processing. We know from things like trauma therapy that your body literally stores the emotions your mind can't handle. This ritual uses the physical sensation of rain to unlock and release them directly from your body. So you check the forecast, you find a gentle, maybe a warm rain, you leave your phone behind, you leave the umbrella, and you walk for about 10-15 minutes. And as each one of those drops hits your skin, you state out loud what you are letting go of. You are physically, literally washing it away. I mean, if you dream of cleansing rain, but you refuse to ever actually stand in it, what are you doing? You're reading the message, but you're ignoring the medicine. It's like acknowledging a diagnosis and then throwing the prescription in the trash. All right, next, for the woman already in therapy, your dreams are not just interesting little stories. They are crucial clinical data. They are a shortcut straight to the heart of the matter. And look how simple this is. You don't show up with a rambling 10-minute story. You bring this, a concise, powerful summary. You write it down, 3 or 4 sentences. You include the type of rain, your emotional state, and you connect it to one thing happening in your life. Then you hand it to your therapist and you say the 5 most powerful words you can say in a session. I want to work with this. And then just watch what happens. Think about it. We can spend hours and hours in therapy just talking around the core issue. Your dreams names it directly without any apology. You're paying for that time, so use the most potent material you have. Your dreams are free data from the most honest part of you. Use it. Let's move into the spiritual side of things with the rain prayer practice. And this applies whether you follow a specific faith or you have no tradition at all. It uses rain as a universal symbol. So the next time it rains, find a window for just 5 minutes, watch, and then you do this simple 2-part ritual. First, you name what you're releasing into that cleansing water. You can say it or write it. What I am releasing in this season is. Then, you name what you're opening yourself up to receive in its place. What I am asking to receive is. Release and receive. See, this is where the psychological meets the spiritual. Your spirituality is not separate from your mental health. It is part of the medicine. In fact, research in transpersonal psychology shows that when you integrate these 2 parts of yourself, you heal faster and more completely. This isn't just wishful thinking. This is real. Okay, this next one is for everyone, especially those of you who say, oh, I'm not an artist. This is not about skill, it's about response. You're not trying to illustrate the dream, you're responding to the feeling of it. This is a legitimate psychological technique.
It's called active imagination. It was developed by Carl Jung. And the goal is not to create a masterpiece for your wall. The goal is to allow your subconscious to keep processing, to keep talking, but just through a different channel.
Your dreams speak in a language of images and symbols. So by asking questions like these, what color was that feeling? What shape was that sound? And then responding with color or shape or line, you're speaking back in their native tongue. You are starting a dialogue with the deepest part of yourself. Please, do not leave this tool on the table. Your creative instinct is a core part of your power to heal. To say, I'm not creative, is to turn your back on one of your greatest allies. And finally, this is for when you wake up from a dream of a storm or a flood, and you feel that panic rising in your chest. This is the emergency brake, and you do this immediately. First thing, get your body back in the room. Both feet flat on the floor, press down hard. Feel the solid ground beneath you, holding you. Next, put one hand on your chest. Find your own heartbeat. Anchor yourself to that rhythm. You are here. You are safe. That was a dream. And now let's regulate your nervous system. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, and breathe out slowly for 6. That longer exhale is what tells your body the threat has passed. Repeat that 4 times. Virginia Woolf heard the water calling to her for decades. She didn't have these tools. She didn't have this language for what was happening inside her. She didn't have the support. You have all 3. Use them.